Paul was like, this is cool. He was taking everything that he was. It wasn't just his possessions. That was probably included in this passage. He was taking everything excellent that he was in the natural. Like, think about somebody, like, let's say somebody's very wealthy and they're very intelligent. All their degrees, all their wealth, all their fame, maybe they were born from like a noble family. So all of their lineage, Paul was looking at his life like that, taking the best parts of who he was in the natural, in the flesh. And he was comparing it to the tiniest amount of knowing Christ. And he said everything that he was in the natural, he considered it as refuse, as dung, compared to knowing Jesus Christ. Wow. See why I love Paul? This is why I love him. You see, most of the times when you ask Christians, why are you saved? They might say, I'm saved because Jesus just showed me how much he loved me and I was in a really dark place and he pulled me out. Other people might say, I'm saved because I believe that hell is real and I don't want to go to hell. And some people might say, I'm saved because, when I die, I want to go to heaven. That wasn't Paul's aim, interestingly enough. You never read in any of his letters him saying, oh, I hope I don't go to hell, or, Paul said that he was letting go of everything he was and had because he wanted to gain Christ. Now, I have a question. What does it mean to win Christ? Because Paul was already a believer when he wrote this letter. In actual fact, he was more than a believer. He was an apostle of the Lord Jesus Christ. And Philippians was one of the last letters that he wrote before he was martyred, before he died. He wrote Philippians somewhere around 61 AD. And at that point in his life, he's already an apostle. He's planted many churches and stirred up many churches. And he comes to this point of his life, towards the end of his life. And he said, you know what? I count everything else as dung. I want to win Christ. And so that says to me that there's something more that we can win that is beyond just believing on Jesus. Because Paul had already done that. And now he was reaching forward to something that God had shown him was available, that was more. But he knew in himself that he wouldn't be able to hold on to whatever he was before. He wouldn't be able to hold on to any type of claims in the flesh or in the natural. He was going to have to suffer the loss of all those things in order to win Christ. So here's my question to you. What would it take for you to consider everything you've become, everything you've gained, as dung in comparison to the glory of God and the excellency of Christ? Because I think that's what people who enter this kingdom have to do.